dear supporters, dear followers of this 10th anniversary Tank Biathlon 8th Army International Games, we're in for another treat with the second division individual. All the replays can be viewed at the official website. The Star TV channel, mil.ru, the official website of the Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation. Certainly, the weather today is much fresher than the previous days, 19 degrees Celsius, wind speed 4.6 at the moment, but reaching 10 meters per second. So certainly in fire missions, the gunners will need to account for the wind. Now, introducing the 4 teams, Division 2, Heat 7, Myanmar, Syria, Armenia and Laos, featuring third crews for the teams. Today, individual heats race and general tank biathlon appearances for the teams are going to end, because the final tally is going to be done according to the results of these races. The referee panel, international referee panel for this individual heats race number 7. The 4 countries are represented by their referees, and the chief referee is Major General Kirill Kulakov, the head of Kazan Tankers Academy. By the way, in terms of refereeing, usually the countries change. For instance, the Myanmar referee is going to referee Laos and vice versa, so as to avoid any bias. And introducing Myanmar, certainly the favorites in the second division for the year. Introducing the tank commander for Myanmar, Captain Hting Aung Chio, the gunner, Captain Aun Myint Myat, and the driver is Junior Sergeant Pierre Pheo Kain. Introducing Myanmar, third crew. The second fire line. The red color-coded tank, Syria Arab Republic. Introducing the tank commander, Warrant Officer Hamzi Sarhab. The gunner, Senior Lieutenant Zafar Salami. And the driver is Warrant Officer Iyad Mohammed. Syria crew. Now, in the third fire line is the yellow color-coded tank. Introducing the team for Republic of Armenia. The tank commander is Private Khachik Mativasyan. The gunner is Private Vage Aganyan. And the driver is Robert Bagdasaryan. Armenia, third crew. And now, at the left flank, the fourth fire line is the blue color-coded tank. Introducing Laos. Tank commander, Captain Phunga Yang Kyung. The gunner, Pham Van Yilongon. And Tito Sai Sagda for Laos, third crew. All is ready for this final race, and this is the Star TV channel, the Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, here in the 10th anniversary tank biathlon, and the start of the race is given here at Alabama. Today we've got a huge turnout of fans in the stands supporting the teams, and certainly the residents of Moscow and Moscow region enjoy this as a family day out to support their teams, and we're all eagerly expecting tomorrow's race to feature the third crew for Russian Federation. But right now we're in the second division clash. Myanmar, Syria, Armenia and Laos. Armenia is represented by national servicemen, very young soldiers. Myanmar first crew, the leader so far in the second division, and the first and second crew showed us some pretty fine results. They would have certainly entered the top 10 had they been racing in the first division. And right now, command to start the engines has been given. Myanmar is out first to begin the race. Unfortunately, second Myanmar team showed us 38-14, and all hopes of Myanmar rest with this third crew. Now the clash for leadership is on. The relay race will only be run for first division teams. So this will be the final second division crews show. Now Myanmar is being quite careful navigating this last restricted maneuvering obstacle. Let me remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that in case of obstacles, holes may not be reached, the crew will be followed during its start, which will result in 1 minute penalty time lost. Now, Myanmar is stopping at the designated stop obstacle and are about to line up outside the tank, then load the ammunition for the next fire mission. The next fire mission features 3 tank targets, and the 3 tank targets have to be taken in case they are missed. Additional ammunition is not loaded by second division teams. Only the first division uses additional ammo on the tank targets. However, the penalty for missing the targets in the second division remains the same. 2 penalty laps for each missed target. Certainly, we'd like to see some point fire accuracy from all the teams. Myanmar has already proven that they're pretty sharp on their main caliber, giving us some lasting impressions from the first crew shows. Now Myanmar is reporting ready to fire, and these are the Myanmar coaches carefully observing the proceedings along with Myanmar referee, and the 3 targets are now raised in the range at 16 to 1800 meter ranges. Now 20-second cutoff exists in the second division to take the first shot, so this makes it easier on the gunner. However, the total time limit to take all the 3 targets is no longer than 4 minutes, which is certainly ample time for this tournament's purposes. The time is elapsing, 3 minutes and 10 seconds into the race for Myanmar. Many first division teams already finished with their first fire mission at this time. However, first target is struck. Amazing support for Myanmar here in the stands. Really a spectacular event, spectacular truly, for all of these fans who are cheering their heart's content and supporting, lending their support and emotions to their nation's tankers. Let's see which target will the gunner engage next. Probably left. It looks like the turret is tracking left. And let's see the second shot. Fire, well done. It's the right target, top right-hand corner. Well done for Myanmar with their second shot. Well, we did not expect anything less from Myanmar, frankly speaking. The previous crews were also fairly resultative on their targets. This main caliber smoothbore cannon uses 125mm shells. In the following fire missions, we are also going to see some thrilling machine gun fire on targets imitating helicopter and RPG. And just look at that third shot. Fine fire accuracy, filigree work on the 3 tank targets. Well done for Myanmar, certainly making their coaches and fans happy. Second division, however, this team is definitely worthy to enter the first next year. And they are the favorites to score their ticket into the first division by next year. They're veterans of this tank biathlon. And now Syria is out in the ground. We could also say that Syria showed us some fine results with first group. 33 minutes 42 second time, putting them in the 5th position overall in the second division individual hits. However, everything can yet change after the third crew show. Syria team traditionally takes part in the tank biathlon, takes opportunity to do that every year. By the way, we are now watching the replays for the last Myanmar fire mission. And back to Syria, 2019, they took the 9th position. 2021 saw them in 11th position, which relegated the team into the second division. However, it's a strong team. It's definitely a strong team, Syria. And this showdown is certainly going to result in a clash between these 2 top teams in the second division, Syria and Myanmar. It all comes down to these 2. We'll definitely call them our favorites. And the referees and coaches are very happy with the performance of Myanmar. Let's see if they can remain first and take gold in the second division to earn their rightful place in the top division of the tank biathlon, the first for next year. Ammunition is loaded by Syria. Tank commander is reporting ready to move on to the fire line, and we can see the driver taking this armored T-72B3 ready to now engage the 3 tank targets at 16, 17 and 1800 meter ranges. Salami Gefar is the gunner, third-year veteran of this tank biathlon, similar to Myanmar. Actually, Syria's gunner is 27-year-old, 8-year veteran of Syria's Arab Republic Armed Forces. First fire. Yes! He struck the top of the target. It's a hit. Getting ready to take the second shot. 2 targets still remain for the team. Well done, certainly making us happy. That's what we have come here to see, ladies and gentlemen. We want to see some effective fire missions from all of these teams. Second. Well done! Almost a bullseye shot. Amazing fire accuracy from Syria. Not making us not expecting any less from this strong team. Third. And it's also a hit. Amazing precision work. The second Syria crew had 1 miss. However, second crew has not missed any targets as yet. Now, this is Gefar Salami, the gunner for the Syria team. Well done for Syria. Back to back, neck to neck with Myanmar, and Armenia is taking the field. We will come back to Armenia following this lap time. Myanmar records their lap time of 9:06. That's their first lap time. However, the third lap is incomplete because the start position is located halfway through the lap. However, the second and third laps will be fully passed, and we just saw Armenia knock one of the obstacle poles. This will result in a penalty pit stop for Armenia. But well, guys, if we compare the crews of these teams, Armenians are taking part here for the first time. They're very young national servicemen, conscripted servicemen of Republic of Armenia. And right now the driver is getting out as well. They're all lined up and ammunition is being loaded. 19-kilo rounds, certainly quite heavy, but only practice makes perfect. Syria now past the hill obstacle, still facing the sharp turn after the long straight, and we're watching the replays. First target for Syria was hit, well done. Touching the target, the top of the target. Second shot was more convincing, practically a bullseye shot by the gunner for Republic of Syria. And just look at the happiness on the face of Syria coach. And the third shot, almost a bullseye. Again, very convincing show of fire accuracy for Syria. The driver for Syria Arab Republic is also doing quite well, not recording any penalty pit stops for breached obstacles as yet. It's important to note, dear friends, that all of the participants and the organizers of the tank biathlon are exchanging important skills and experience in a spirit of friendship, amicable cooperation here at the tank biathlon. And Myanmar, Syria records their lap time. Good time with 3 targets out of 5. Armenia now ricochet for the first shot. Apparently it was just under. However, the ground flung at the target damaged it, but this will not be counted as a hit, earning Armenia third crew 2 penalty laps. Let's expect some better performance on the second and third from Vage Aganyan, a 19-year-old gunner for Armenia. And fire! Yes! Well done, Vage! Keep going. Let us see the third target struck also. Now additional ammo will be used. Just look at the huge flags by Armenian fans. And third fire, Armenia, well done! Excellent firework for Armenia. Well done for Vage, the gunner for the Republic of Armenia. However, 2 penalty laps remain. And 1 additional kilometer shouldn't be a problem for the driver. Now Laos enters the contest. Start is given. The tank commander, Captain Thót is taking this tank forward. Those of you that have been watching this tank biathlon and following for many years remember that last year we saw another Bukhatyanko. They featured in the same crew, the 2 twin brothers from Laos. However, this year, having spoken to the coaches for Laos, we were told that one of the brothers remained in Laos this year. He is doing his service as an instructor, preparing Laos tankers back home. And the elder brother Bukhatyanko is successfully commanding his tank today, taking Laos hopefully to victory in this individual hits round. Armenia fire mission replay just under. However, this did not break the concentration of Armenia gunner, and he convincingly hit on the following 2 targets. And we see the joy in Armenia fans' faces. Bravo, well done Armenia. Syria, Myanmar, an amazing race. This is certainly looking like a promising round for the second division individual hits. Now Myanmar is about to engage in the next fire mission. And Myanmar already scores Well done with a 12.7mm Quad heavy machine gun on the helicopter target. The tank commander successfully hit. Captain Kim Aung Cho was successful with this live fire. Now the Quad heavy machine gun is capable of engaging high priority targets and groups of targets at distances of up to 2,000 meters with great accuracy. A wide range of ammo types in 12.7mm caliber, heavy and light armored vehicles, low speed, shoot aerial targets, and manpower protected by top armor classes. The Quad HMG considerably augments firepower and combat capabilities of any unit. It can be installed on various mounts and vehicles, thus widening the spectrum of tasks accomplished. Quad anti-aircraft heavy machine gun is quite well known worldwide for its reliability, battle-tested in numerous conflicts and under the harshest weather conditions. Right now, Laos in the first fire mission. The 3 tank targets are being tracked by the gunner for Laos. And the coach for Laos is in direct communications with the crew, giving them important corrections and instructions. The visibility is slightly worse than yesterday. We're in a light shower. And fire, well done! We can see a clear hit at the bottom of the target. In the meanwhile, Syria is attacking the helicopter target with the anti-aircraft 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Now let's keep our fingers crossed for Syria while Laos is about to take its second shot at the enemy tank targets, center and right flank. Certainly these are the most critical targets in this most critical fire mission of this round. The main caliber fire mission is considered to be the most important for these tankers. Well done for the second team by Laos. And Syria still remains at the helicopter target. We don't see any hits. Any hits will be indicated by the smoke and flare. However, it's not, the rounds are falling short. And it's hit! Syria hits on their target. Well done for target 25. And Laos! Yes, it's on! Well done! Some impressive fire accuracy from the second division teams. It certainly doesn't look like this is second division. Sometimes the crews are lacking experience or skills, but this could not be said about these crews. We just saw 2 targets out of 5 by Armenia, 3 out of 3 by Laos, 3 out of 3 by Myanmar, and also by Syria. Amazing fire accuracy for the second division teams, third crews. They're continuing this clash for the victory in the individual hits and certainly are putting in their 100%. Over to the replays now on the last fire mission for Laos. First fire. Well, some time was spent on tracking the target, however, scored almost a bullseye just on the dot. Second target, it felt as if he hit the same, practically almost the same spot. And the third target was also convincingly engaged and hit, leaving us no doubt that the team has prepared, really prepared for this race. The strongest crews for all of the countries are featuring in this round. We can clearly see it now. Designated pit stop is being taken by Myanmar in the meanwhile. And speaking of Armenia, the second crew, the previous individual hits round, reminded us of the famous Armenia turn. Back in 2014, we had an incident where in training, not in actual biathlon round, in training, Armenian team flipped their tank during drifting turn. However, this year we did not see a flip, but they were quite close. And Armenia is now 11 minutes into the race, and we are watching Laos racing at almost 50 kilometers an hour. Myanmar is the leader of this race, 19:54, recording their lap time, and they're into the third lap, about to conclude their last fire mission. Myanmar already performed well, first crew and second crew, and we were prepared for the third crew to give us a world-class performance. Syria was slightly off the mark in terms of first and second crew, but the third crew is certainly putting us on the edge of our seats in this gripping finale to this individual hits second division. Now the tank is loading its machine gun. This is the Kalashnikov coaxial 7.62 machine gun. And they're about to tackle their last fire mission. And Syria entering the anti-tank trench, as indicated by the on-screen graphics. All of the tanks are also equipped with GPS trackers, which enable us to watch live their speeds and location throughout the track. Now, second lap for Armenia, second for Syria. Let's see whether it is Myanmar or Syria that is going to become the leader. Now Syria is certainly ahead of Laos. If this had been a simultaneous start, then we would have seen them practically breathing neck to neck. Laos would have been in the second position in a simultaneous start, but because this was an interval, a rolling start, we need to follow the timer separately for both teams. Now a pit stop penalty is given to Team Syria for clearly knocking one of the obstacle poles. 8 penalty stop locations are dispersed throughout the track to enable the teams to quickly take their penalties in case of being assigned. And some fantastic Syrian fans are here in the stands, are holding their breath, watching their team perform. Certainly Syria tankers are putting in their best, and these tankers also have combat experience, by the way. They are not young servicemen, as in the case of Armenia. However, now we are watching Laos. Designated pit stop. They've set up their machine gun for the next fire mission. This is the anti-aircraft machine gun, the 12.7mm quad we introduced earlier. And the teams are away. Unfortunately, Syria will need to take a short pit stop. A remarkable, spectacular race we are watching today. Only 18 minutes into the race. 10 minutes for Laos. Myanmar and Syria are in the third, the remaining two teams in the second. And just look at this. Yes, a pole was clearly scarfed by Syria, unfortunately, giving a strong advantage to Myanmar, with these priceless seconds being wasted in the penalty pit stop. Rain is about to begin in earnest. Let's hope these teams can complete the round before it turns heavy. Since the fans that watched us in the previous years recall the heavy downfalls at this army training ground, which plagued us last year, for instance, when the semi-final race had to be stopped because of lows or practically zero visibility. Has happened quite often in September in Moscow region along the army proving ground. However, this year we were quite lucky, and just now we saw Syria take another penalty pit stop. They're in too much of a hurry. I think the driver needs to slow down and be a bit more careful. That was a vertical step, obstacle miscarred, and the gunner was so good on these tank targets. Let's hope the driver doesn't let the team down. Now Laos is also at the vertical step. No stopping, no rollbacks, and it's easily climbed. This is a 90-centimeter vertical step, and we just saw in the replay that one of the slow poles was clearly knocked by the team. While Myanmar is in a third fire mission, let's watch the favorites of this race and the second division. Team Myanmar. 15 rounds were issued for this fire mission, and in the meanwhile Armenia's second target is erected for the team representing an enemy helicopter. This is a low-flying aerial target, and the gunner is about to engage it with an anti-aircraft Quart machine gun, 12.7 mil, while Myanmar is using the 7.62 coaxial on the anti-tank RPG unit. On the screen we can see the rounds falling short for Myanmar, striking the ground, 7.62 rounds, and it's done! Well done for Myanmar. Well done, certainly, giving us top fire accuracy. Dear friends, this is second division, actually. We could have been mistaken for thinking we are watching the first division show from the world's top tankers. And right now, Armenia finished their last fire mission. The target remains standing, unfortunately earning the team one penalty lap for missing the secondary target. And right now, Syria, these fire missions are going back to back. Syria is also at the fire line, about to engage this target representing the enemy AT RPG unit. And by the way, dear friends, we saw some good speeds today, exceeding 60 kilometers an hour. However, the top record still remaining standing, unbroken in this range, was set in 2019 by Russian Federation, undefeated champions of the track, and stands at 84 kilometers an hour. Now, unfortunately, the target was missed. Syria is out of ammo, giving them a penalty lap and putting them behind on fire accuracy. Behind the race leaders, Myanmar, now in the third lap, 27.45, racing for the finish line with 5 targets out of 5 hit, while Laos takes target number 25, low-flying enemy helicopter. This is an amazing show, the most amazing performance yet in this individual hits for Division 2. But, dear friends, the relay races, the semi-final and the final are going to be a real showdown, thrilling us with adrenaline-fueled action on the 23rd, the 24th of August for the semi-finals, and the grand finale for the 27th, featuring the undefeated champions Russian Federation, China, Belarus and Kyrgyzstan in the final clash. Now, sorry, featuring Russian Federation, China, but the other two teams are still undecided. However, we're tipping Belarus. And but everything is not clear until the last statistics come in from these individual heat races, and of course everything depends on the semi-final races for the first division. Now Laos, let's keep our fingers crossed and hope they can strike on this helicopter target. However, we can see the Laos commander clearly out of ammo, locking his machine gun, sealing the turret hatch, and the tank is reversing back on track to continue the second lap and proceed to the third for the last fire mission. Meanwhile, Syria, we are watching them progressing, racing into the obstacles. The Ford, not a very hot day, however, 19 with the light shower. Myanmar also in lap 3. Laos and Armenia are still in the second lap. And this is all down to Syria and Myanmar. The driver of Syria managing to hold the tank steady, slightly swerving, and enters the pit stop to perform the penalty. And Myanmar is the finish line. We've got our winner of this race. 30:28 is the best time recorded by race leaders for Myanmar. Well, dear friends, it's not the best time for Myanmar. Their first crew recorded 27:43, but this is the second position for the second division individual hits. For the 10th anniversary tank biathlon of the 8th Army International Games. Bravo, Myanmar! Reintroducing the Myanmar team captain, tank commander Khtingaun Chio Gana Aung Min Biat, and the driver Junior Sergeant Byok Yok Hai. Now we're back to the replays. Armenia just fouled an obstacle at the minefield, unfortunately striking one of the poles and drift into the turn. That's a favorite Armenian turn. Be careful not to repeat what happened last race when the second crew saw the race stopped after skidding and stalling the engine. Now Myanmar is celebrating, certainly well done for the team. Just a look at this bright, beautiful T-72B3. The tankers are smiling, flying their national colors across Alabina parade ground. Myanmar's third crew is now in the second position, overtaking Iran's second crew. If Myanmar had been playing in the first division this year, we would have seen them among the top tankers. However, we are confident we will see this team in the first division next year. Dear friends, all this important experience, all these important skills learned at the tank biathlon are going to be used in combat preparedness, in combat training for all of the armed forces of the participating nations. It's certainly improving their performances on year. And Syria, dear friends, may yet become the leader in this race. Only 28 minutes, 2 minutes behind Myanmar, the current race leaders. We can see them climbing back into the tank in a pouring rain. The rain is getting heavier with every minute of this race. 31-year-old tank commander, 27-year-old gunner, and the driver for Syria is over 40. He's 44 years old, a 20-year veteran of Syria Armed Forces. So, Arab Republic of Syria, despite one target remaining intact, becomes the winner in this race. Syria, well done. 28 minutes, 45 seconds, moving into the lead. What an amazing race. And this is certainly a spectacular race. Syria team, well done, introducing the crew. Warrant officer Hamzi Sarkar, Ghana, Zaybar Salabi, and the driver Mohammed Iyad, Syria, third crew. Well done. Certainly giving us some reasons to be happy today. That was some thrilling action from both teams, Myanmar and Syria. Well, traditionally the tankers after the finish take their national colors, fly them from the turret hatches of their tank. This is the Syria's Arab Republic national flag, and these tankers are now proudly flying it through the parade ground of this 8th Army International Games 10th anniversary tank biathlon. 35 countries are taking part in this tank biathlon this year. And we just saw in the replays Armenia breaching the obstacle treadway. They are going to need to take a penalty stop for this. They're in the 3rd lap already, while Laos is still in the 2nd. And Syria referee and coaches are saluting their servicemen, while the tankers are thanking the fans, their coaches. We're all happy to witness such a spectacular race for Syria. Certainly the team has grown on the previous years compared to the previous shows they put on. They were in the 9th position, in the 11th position in the previous years. But now, despite being in the 1st, despite remaining in the 2nd division, they may yet become winners of the tank biathlon. Now, Laos is in the 2nd lap, catching up on Armenia. What an amazing intrigue in this round for this Myanmar-Syria clash. Now we're watching this neck-to-neck race between Laos and Armenia. Certainly close performance from both teams using these MBTs from Russian Federation, T-72B3s. Upgraded fire controls powertrain to the old 72 model. Laos is 3rd, Armenia 4th. This is the rating table for this individual team's round. Syria, Myanmar, Laos, Armenia. White flags indicate clean passage. And dear friends, these tanks are taking abuse every day at this straight track. They are driven no harder than Porsches or Ferraris at Formula One circuit. Certainly mechanics have their hands full with maintenance. However, it's a surprise that these machines, we are surprised at this machine's endurance. We saw some breakdowns in earlier days. However, last 2 days made us quite happy with no replacements for any technical reasons, which is actually a surprise considering the amount of hard racing, all the hard kilometers and the obstacles they pass daily. And now Armenia, Laos has already set up their machine gun, and Armenia is also about to tackle their last fire mission on target number 9, while Laos is in the penalty, while Laos is in the new obstacle, the designated pit stop. This is the new obstacle that replaced the break for this year's events. And we see the tank commander struggling with the edge. It's jammed slightly, apparently. And now the commander loses some valuable seconds, sealing the hatch. However, all is well, and the tank is out of the pit stop, surging along the track of this 10th anniversary tank biathlon. This is the coach of the team in direct communications with his team. Armenia unfortunately just knocked the slope poles. The driver for Armenia team couldn't manage a clean passage, unfortunately. They're in no hurry, but mistakes are being made. Please save these poles. They need to be replaced. Have mercy on the testing ground crew and the target crews, please. Well, the team has just earned themselves a pit stop. Now climbing over the vertical step, the scarp obstacle. Moving on. And now I'm being told by the assistant to the chief referee that Syria team has not yet passed one penalty left. Apparently, the referee commission, following a review, will add the average penalty lap time to the Syria time. Usually this is about 1 minute, and even with an extra minute, setting them at 30 minutes, they will still be the leaders of this race. Now, very careful handling of the tank by Armenia. They stopped at the pit stop penalty, and they're about to perform a quick inspection. Certainly no bias exists. Everyone is on equal ground. But friends, let's be honest with each other. Let's be frank. Armenia are the only team who are using the young national servicemen. They're all 19-year-old young privates. And certainly the soldiers don't enjoy as much vital experience as the other teams who are using seasoned veterans. Everyone except for Russian Federation, practically everyone uses seasoned veterans to secure best chances of taking goal. Just look at this! See, Armenia just crashed into the Laos tank. We clearly saw a strike, and this is certainly something we don't want to see at this track. This is going to result in a penalty. This is my tip. We can see the tank was slightly damaged, but this shouldn't be too difficult for the mechanics to fix. However, this can lead to serious penalties for Armenia. Just look at this replay. Clear accident. Now, who is to blame in this situation? Who is at fault? It's clearly Armenia not allowing Laos to pass. They had to let Laos go. They were streaming for their fire mission, and they were in too much of a hurry, not letting Laos pass. However, the race has not been stopped since this was a minor incident, despite still a collision. And today, Armenia tankers will have to fix their tank to bring it back to original condition. And right now we are watching the two fire missions for both teams. They are neck to neck. These are glass-covered anti-tank RPG imitating targets. Even a single round striking the target will shatter the glass, giving us clear view of the fire accuracy for both teams. Volleys sound across the range. Coaxial machine guns are being used by the teams. This is a Kalashnikov 7.62mm, 15 rounds with 16 traces to best correct fire accuracy are issued. Let's see if Armenia can get ahead. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. However, we think they will remain last in this race. But they're certainly putting in everything, all the skills they were able to learn within a short year of their national service. Once again, please note, ladies and gents, just look, Armenia strikes on their target. Well done, giving them 3 out of 5 targets. Vage Aganyan once again proves to be quite good with his machine gun fire as well as the main caliber. Unfortunately, Laos has just earned themselves a penalty lap, missing the last fire mission. 1 minute will be the average time wasted in the penalty lap, and it's quite unlikely that Laos will fall behind even with this extra penalty lap. Armenia is in the meanwhile racing for the finish line. The referee commission today, along with the technical commission, is going to decide on the final times, and it's most likely that Armenia team time will be added for the penalty pit stops and laps. Now, we just saw the driver Robert Bagdasaryan. Now everything is on his shoulders. He has to take the team to finish. Not all is lost yet, in case Laos makes a mistake. And dear Armenian friends, now almost into the sharp turn, rightfully called an Armenian turn. 69 kilometers an hour was the top speed recorded by Armenia. This is the drifting that we saw earlier in the second lap from Armenia, and this is the accident. Just a look at that. Very dangerous moment. Armenia Tankers has certainly made the chief referee and all of the referee panel and the fans quite anxious. However, despite difficulties, despite the incident, they are still surging along, and they certainly gave some character, lent some character to this race. What an unforgettable showdown in this second division individual heats 7. Laos, almost 70 kilometers an hour, flying, trying to make up for time lost. They certainly don't want to give up this third position. Armenia went into the penalty lap. Apparently they decided to give themselves a penalty lap. They were not ordered to take it. Certainly they knew they would be given a penalty lap and decided to do it now. However, just look, because of the mud and the rain, the driver gets out to clean the vision and optics. This is probably the reason for the previous collision. The crew had not seen the Laos tank in passing. This could explain what we saw earlier, certainly. They left the penalty lap and now they need to come back to the track of this tank biathlon. Laos, in the meanwhile, is not wasting any time, certainly. Laos is past the minefield. White flags indicate clean passage, while Armenia is still sitting on the lawn. Just look at this. Laos is out of the fort. It looks like we have our third position clearly marked. And Laos, seconds remain in this second division clash. Syria, Myanmar, Laos, Armenia. We're going to go to the total rankings later, and tomorrow we will have preliminary data on the favorites to win in the second division, and also find the entry into the first division next year for the best second division team. Armenia Tankers got out of their turret hatches to find the right way, and they're back on track now, hopefully coming back. This is where they're located. They're coming back. Being careful now, people. The camera crew is next to the tank. They decided to take a shortcut through the track. And they're back. Apparently, we're getting conflicting reports if they're taking the right lane or not. and they're still destroying the obstacle poles. Tears on the eyes of the target and training ground crew. They're the ones that are going to need to replace this, but this is not important because Laos is about to finish the race in just a few moments. Lap time and 36.52. Well done for Laos, behind Syria by 8 minutes, and Laos is certainly gave us a good performance. The chief coach, the chief referee of Laos is here, and the national colors of Laos are now waving at the Labina. Let's name these heroes. Nabhang Budhatyan, Gauteng Kamanda, Vilai Lamongon, Ghana, and Kito Sai Sagda was the driver for Laos. The driver once again has to clean his optics. Obstructed vision for the driver, making it difficult. Making it quite difficult to tell the right way. Hopefully they can avoid more poles. And we are going to see a finish in seconds. 42-12 in the 4th position for this race. Laos exchanging military salute, saluting their coaches, referees, and of course all of the fans online and offline, all of you YouTube, RootTube audiences, the Star TV channel, the official website of the Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, mail.ru. Armenia is ending its showdown in the 2nd division clash. The 3rd lap proved especially daunting for Armenia's 3rd crew. The driver lost his way, was disoriented and committed certain mistakes. However, Armenia is here now. Well done for Armenia, 43.05. These are the proud servicemen. However, we just got an update that this crew is going to be disqualified for the most serious mistakes committed in this race. So it's disqualification for Armenia. Syria led the way, followed by Myanmar, Laos, and then Armenia. Introducing Armenia crew. Thank you all. Robert Bagdasaryan was the driver. Ghana, Fagi Aganyan, and the tank commander, Hashik Matevasyan. Thank you. And tomorrow, dear friends, we're in the last day of individual heat rounds, featuring the undefeated champions, Russian Federation, China, Belarus, and Kyrgyzstan. Then follow 2 second division hits. And this is the Tank Biathlon 2022, the 10th anniversary Tank Biathlon, the most spectacular, vivid, and unforgettable motorsport event. Absolutely adrenaline-fueled, thrilling action of the 8th Army International Games. Still expecting the Russian 3rd crew to take the field tomorrow. Expecting the semi-final races, the finals next week. But now, the only thing that remains is the last day of individual heat rounds. And right now, let us go to the rankings once again and check the statistics for the race. Myanmar 1st crew is still leading. However, Myanmar 3rd crew is now in the 3rd position with 30 minutes 28 seconds best time, just behind their 1st crew. Syria 3rd crew has now just achieved the 2nd position in the division. Iran is in the 4th. These are definitely 1st division times. And now the outsiders. Abkhazia and Armenia is closing the rankings for the 2nd division. and followed by Sudan, Zimbabwe. 57-51 was the longest time for the second division this year. Right now it's time to sort out the race. Time for the referee panel to review this race, to discuss the disqualification. So once again, over to the highlights of this race. Armenia, the 4th position. However, unfortunately, the chief referee disqualified the team. The third group for the team was disqualified, unfortunately. And generally speaking, the show was quite promising from the outset. The first lap and the first mistake from Armenia. The same mistake in the Armenian turn. Almost flipping the tank again. And however, the driver for Armenia, third group, followed on with a collision in the third lap with Laos, People's Democratic Republic tank, and then lost the tank by headlong track, decided to exit the penalty lap across the field, taking a shortcut of sorts, which is also a dangerous practice. But let's not blame these young tankers, dear friends. In no case, no one is to blame. This was their first tank by headlong for this 19-year-old serviceman of Republic of Armenia. And now over to Laos in the third place for the race. Great performance from the team. Very strong side this year. They have a chance to take bronze in the second division this year. Let's wait until tomorrow and we are going to learn who is going to take the medals on the 25th of August during the closing ceremony. And now Laos, third position in this race. Now, dear followers, the second position in this race belongs to Myanmar. Myanmar, a brilliant performance, being the favorites of this race, certainly giving us a show of amazing power, amazing fire accuracy, a very small difference, only seconds separated the race leader Syria from the Myanmar team. A fine show in terms of fire accuracy, putting smiles on the faces of the fans and coaches. Myanmar continues to remain leaders in the second division, and something is telling me that Myanmar is not going to give up this third position in the individual heats. However, the third crew for Myanmar performed. First crew gave us a better performance. However, all of the targets were hit, minimum mistakes were recorded, and we are impressed with Myanmar tankers. And now, the champions of this race, Syria, giving us a vivid show in this amazing adrenaline-fueled action, in this amazing, spectacular round. Dear friends, thank you for joining us online and offline. Звезда, the Star TV channel, RuTube, YouTube, in the stands. Thank you all. And tomorrow we are in for the undefeated champions, Russian Federation. This was Nikolai Fedorov, your tank biathlon host. Take care of each other. And co-hosting for the English-speaking audiences, Dmitry Kulinsky. Take care of each other. Stay well, and your Ministry of Defense, Russian Federation, is always, hear that, always next to you.